Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Middle Georgia Sports Live. Aiden Mazingo on the call tonight. Live at FPD. As the Eagles from Stratford Academy take on the First Presbyterian Day School Vikings. First pitch underway here at FPD. On the mound for the Vikings today, number 15, Connor Strandmark. Second pitch is in, strike. Count is even at 1. On the way, strike 2 there from Strandmark. Now on the pitcher's count here, 1-2. So Jet Johnson at the plate for the Eagles tonight. The leadoff batter, he strikes out, swing and a miss there. Strikeout number 1 from Strandmark. So Strandmark gets the first tally on the day in the strikeout column as he sets down Johnson, the leadoff man. So now Bobby Wooten up to bat for the Eagles. So Strandmark already off to a great start here, striking out first batter less than 5 pitches. Now pitches into Wooten. That'll be strike 1. As Wooten continues to take his approach here at the plate. Strike 2 for Strandmark. He gets Wooten to swing early. That pitch is high. So 1-2 count now for Wooten, the 2-hole hitter for the Eagles. On the way. Wooten smacks it foul, but he stays alive at the plate as he continues to battle here early on in the count. That pitch is up and high. So count is even now at 2 for the shortstop, Wooten. Strandmark. A little wide outside. Now full count here for the shortstop, Wooten. Strandmark in the windup. Puts it in play. Fielded cleanly by the Vikings. And that's the first put out of the inning here. Second out of the inning. Brady McHugh on the play, just slings it over to Martin. Martin gets the easy put out there. So Brooke Stella on the bat for the Eagles. As first pitch in is a strike, 0-1 now. Strike 2 there for Strandmark. Now he has Stella an 0-2 count here. Strandmark gets a swing and a miss. That's his second strikeout of the inning. Connor Strandmark retires the side in order with 2 strikeouts in the inning. Strandmark, great dominant start so far here at FPD as he sits down 2 of the first 3 batters here for the side of the Eagles. And now the Eagles will take the field as Strandmark has led the way here for the Vikings here early on. Racking up 2 Ks, swing and a miss there from Stella to get the second one on the day. And now we'll go to the bottom half of the first. So also like to remind you, Stratford, just to give a little bit of stat background, Stratford 11-1 on the year under Coach Veal. Won their last 3, riding a big win streak here. They are 11-1, as we just mentioned. Their only loss coming this year to Pinewood, the 3A state runner-up from last year. And Stratford's no stranger to FPD, losing to them in the state quarterfinal last year. And FPD on the other end, 13-1 on the year under Coach Moore. Won 10 straight in a row. Their last loss came nearly a month ago to Veterans High School. And obviously the player that's headlining this game today is Keon Johnson. Keon Johnson, 2024-25 Gatorade Player of the Year in the United States. Obviously has the letter of intent to play at Vanderbilt, but he is ranked in the top 15 in the MLB draft class for this year. So obviously a highly touted prospect here for FPD and the entire country, as he could forego the college career and just go straight. He'll be the leadoff man in the slate today for Coach Moore's lineup as he bats first. Obviously just a mix of raw power and speed, something that you're looking for out of a shortstop, and Keon Johnson checks all the boxes, if you will. And FPD lost in the state championship last year to Brookstone, coming up short in that series, losing 2 of the first 3 games. And their last win for FPD, big win against Bleckley County High School, winning 11-1. And now all the talk will come to a penultimate close here as Keon Johnson enters the batter's box for the Vikings in the leadoff spot today. So big hitter here for the Vikings and Johnson. Pitch on the way. So Camp's on the mound for the Eagles, pitches in. Another low and outside. As Johnson takes it, now ahead in the count at 2-0. Camps get the sign. Pitches on the way. Johnson smacks it straight at the middle. Gets Camp off the back of the cap, but he recovers cleanly. And he'll put out Johnson at first. So Camp probably going to wake up with a baseball stitch on his calf come Wednesday morning. So if you're Coach Veal, you're definitely happy that you made that out there on the leadoff guy, but you're also a little concerned that Camp took that fastball right off the back of his calf. So he'll wake up in the morning with some stitches on the back of his calf come Wednesday morning. But needless to say, that's out number 1 for the Eagles. So Major Simmons, the center fielder, is up to bat for the Vikings. Pitches in from Camps. Simmons smacks it up left for a foul. Now 0-1. Camps on the way. Simmons will take it. It's low and in. Now count is even at 1 for the Vikings. Camps on the way to Simmons. Simmons holds off the catcher's glove. Now 2-1. Pitch on the way. Simmons smacks it center field. Man trailing. He'll get under it. That's out number 2 for the Vikings. So 2 up, 2 down now for the Vikings, similar to the Stratford's offensive attack in the first inning at the top half. So now on the bat for the Vikings, Brady McHugh. Pitches on the way outside from Camps. Count now 1-0. Camps, he'll get the sign from the catcher behind the plate on the way. low and away. So high and out now, 3-0 now for McHugh as he stays disciplined at the plate. And Camps struggles to find the strike zone this at-bat. Vikings look to get their first base runner of the game here. Pitch is on the way in from Camps. And that'll be ball 4. And McHugh will get a 4-pitch walk right to first. So he'll stay alive, the 2 out, looking to rally here, the Vikings. Waters up to bat now for the Vikings. It was almost as if McHugh didn't even move the bat off his shoulders at that plate appearance. Taking 4 straight outside to get that walk to first. Pitch low, and McHugh hesitated slightly, but he's able to get back, and he gets second base on that pass ball. So Waters at the 4 spot today. Power threat for this Vikings offense. And that'll be a strike there from the Eagles. Checks runner at second on the way. Waters down the first base through the gap. McHugh on the horse. He's rounding third. Throw into the catcher. It's offline. McHugh slides in. He's safe. So great hustle there from McHugh to round third on that infield. Single right through. Wyatt Waters will get the RBI on it. The 2-out rally for the Vikings is started courtesy of Wyatt Waters. He'll pick up the double through that gap. Throw home. So Tinsley Lewis up to bat now for the Vikings. He looks to bring in the runner in scoring position. Waters now at second. Waters had an excellent hit through that gap between first and second. Rounded the runner, McHugh to the home plate. And now 1-0 now, Vikings lead with 2 outs in the first. On the way. Check swing. So infield umpire will say that did break the plane of the plate there. So Camps checks runner, Waters at second. So good cover there from the catcher Johnston. Camps checks runner at 2. Pitch on the way. He'll get a nice strike there. Gets it to float in. So Lewis holding off on that pitch there. Really was a gimme one there from Camps, but Lewis didn't want it. Didn't like what he saw, so he'll hold off now. 1-2 in the count. As Camps looks to pick up his first strikeout of the day here. So Camps pitch in. Gets the man to swing and miss, and that's strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Hayden Camps. And Tinsley will leave the runner Waters stranded on second as the first inning comes to a close. And we move to the top of the second here, coming right up on Middle Georgia Sports Live. back here at FPD as the Eagles now trail 1-0, courtesy of the RBI from Wyatt Waters in the first inning. As Tucker Johnson now, the center fielder, up to bat for the Eagles. Pitches in from Strandmark. He'll get strike one on Johnston. Pitch in from Strandmark, no good. Pitch on the way. He'll get the strike two call. They're now 1-2 for Strandmark. Now on the way. He'll get strike three there. Swing and a miss on Johnston. So his third strike of the day.
Center fielder number 9, Tucker Johnson.
So Johnson now up to bat, center fielder for the Eagles. As Strandmark picks up his third K of the day with the leadoff man. Pitch on the way. Strandmark smacked to the second, easily picked up. And now fielded. That's out number 2 for the Eagles. 2 up, 2 down. Looking similar to the first inning as the side got retired in order for the Eagles. That's Colt Winnington up to bat now for the Eagles. Now Strandmark in. Winnington. He'll smack it underneath for strike one on the foul ball. So Winnington looking to get something started here for the Eagles offense, as they have been stifled early on here, courtesy Connor Strandmark. Second pitch in, smack down third base line, fielded cleanly. Easily throw, Cannon Corn to first base, and that's out number 3. Side is retired in order for the Eagles again as back-to-back innings. As Strandmark picks up another strikeout to end the top of the second, as now they move on to the bottom of the second here to continue to add to this lead that they have built here against the Eagles, now at 1. So back here live at FPD, Shipley will lead off the Vikings here this inning. As first inning, the Vikings got Brady McHugh scored. McHugh scored in the first inning on that RBI from Waters. So Grant Martin, the first baseman, up to bat here for the Vikings. Martin, senior first baseman. Been excellent at the 3 position today here for the Vikings, especially on the defensive side. Pitches in. Too high there for Martin as he holds off. Now 1-0. Pitch on the way, gets a bounce. Now 2-0. On the way from Camps. Martin Smacks it up. Backhand grab from the second baseman. Great play there from the Eagles. So Jackson Justice, excellent play there from the Eagles. Backhand grab at second base. Justin fields it cleanly and just throws it back to first. So flashes the glove. Gets the leather a little dirty on the dirt tonight, but it looks good, and he'll get the out. So strike one there from Camps. On the batter, Shepley. Pitch is low and wide from Camps. Shepley, the DH spot tonight for the Vikings. At the 7 spot, excuse me. So now Camps winds up, pitches in. Shepley swings and misses, swings high. He was committed all in on that. Helmet caught a little bit of air there on the swing. So now 1-2 count here for Shepley. He's behind, Camps ahead. Camp, nice movement there on the curveball. Gets the strike 3, so Camps gets his second strikeout. Backwards strikeout there, backwards K, if you will, as he gets the man Shepley to walk on it. So Keenan takes first pitch from Camps for strike 1. So great look there from Camps. Seemed to have settled in a little bit after the first inning, giving up that first run there to McHugh. Keenan, strike 2, swing and a miss. So Camps has Keenan's number currently at the moment. 0-2, Keenan looks to stay alive as he continues to protect here at the plate. Pitch on the way from Camps. Camps doesn't get the call he wants there. Now 1-2. On the way from Camps. Smacked high by Keenan. It'll go wide left for foul. Keenan still continues to stay alive here at the plate. 1-2 count. In the dirt from Camps. Now 2-2, even count. So Keenan exhibiting great discipline here at the plate. Knows what he wants, doesn't see it, so he holds off. Now 2-2. Camps on the way. Keenan, hold total of Strandmark. So the sides retired there in order. Now 1-0 as we end the second inning here at FPD. We'll be right back with third inning coverage on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Back here live on Middle Georgia Sports Live as we get to top of the third inning underway here. Strandmark and Camps so far been a pitcher's duel for the Vikings and the Eagles. Strandmark with 3 on the day. Camps picked up his 3rd at the bottom of the 2nd. Now up to bat for the Eagles. So Tate Johnston at the first base spot tonight for the Eagles, batting 7th tonight in the lineup. So now Strandmark on the way, loads up, gets it in. Hit high by Johnston. It'll be foul. Now 1-2. Johnston behind. Got to get a little more aggressive here at the plate. So his approach will shift from a conservative to more aggressive look here. Down 1-2 in the count. Something in play here. Eagles have been hitless tonight through 3 so far. Looking to change that now at the top of the inning. Strandmark tried to locate it, didn't get the pitch call he wanted, so now count is even at 2. Looked to be a strike call, but umpire sees different there. So now count is even at 2. Strandmark doesn't get it. So now 3-2. I guess it was a full count there. So he walks. So first base runner is represented for the Eagles in Tate Johnston as he'll draw the walk there from Strandmark. So he'll be on first for the Eagles. So Hayden Camps, pitcher, serving double duty. So 1-1 count. Strandmark on the way. Doesn't get a strike call. Looked to be a strike there. Pretty pitch there from Strandmark. Just doesn't get the call that he wants from the umpire. Now 2-1. Camps ahead. As he looks the best, Strandmark at the plate here and get the first hit for the Eagles. Obviously Johnson on first was 2-2 even now. So 2-2 count. Camps even now with Strandmark. Pitch on the way from Strandmark in. Gets Camps to swing and a miss. That's strike 3. And Strandmark bests his pitching opponent at the plate. Now 4 strikes on the day. Camps sits down with a strikeout. So Ellis Bridges, left fielder. A little man. Up to bat now for the Eagles. Pitch on the way to Bridges. Strandmark just a little wide on that. Now 1-0. So Bridges the left field spot tonight in the outfield for the Eagles. Pickoff move from Strandmark. On Johnson, doesn't get it. That'll be his first disengagement of the at-bat. Pitch on the way. Strike there from Strandmark. Now even at 1 to Bridges. So Strandmark's been able to locate the pitch where he wants it to be tonight. Sometimes he doesn't get the call from the umpire, but when it does, it's a thing of beauty to look at. So Strandmark gets strike 2 there. Swing and a miss from Bridges. Now 1-2. As Strandmark is ahead now. Runner still at first for the Eagles and Johnston. So 1 out for the Eagles. Johnson at first. Bridges at the plate. Pitch on the way from Strandmark. Fires it in. Swing and a miss there. Strike 3 there. Strandmark picks up his 5th K on the day on Ellis. So that will round out the lineup again now as Jet Johnston steps up now as the rotation, or the lineup, if you will, resets now. Jet Johnston, the leadoff man for the Eagles, looking to put something in play here to move Tate, who is at first. Pitch is wide there from Strandmark. Usually not super wild on his pitches. A little bit of an uncharacteristic pitch there as it just leaves the hand awkwardly now wide. So 1-0 now. So pickoff move from Strandmark. Strandmark pitches in wide. Now 2-0. So 2-0 now, Strandmark. Another pickoff move there to Johnston. Johnston's been rather aggressive at first base now, causing a few disengagements there from Strandmark, just to get in his head and to mess with his rhythm here. Now pitch on the way from Strandmark in. Doesn't get the strike call, so now 3-0. Johnson in a heavily favorable count here, looking to move to first and move Johnson into scoring position. Jed at the plate, Tate at first. Strandmark pitches in. He'll pick his first strike up now, 3-1 as he looks to battle back and retire another batter. Pitch on the way, Strandmark. Smacks foul. Johnston, now count is full. Count is now full now for Jed Johnson, the leadoff man. As Strandmark has been able to claw his way back after going down 3-0 in the count. With a chance to retire the leadoff man Johnston, Tate Johnson at first. Pitch in, Johnson takes off. And now to bring in the runner Johnson, who is in scoring position. 2 outs down. Wooten steps up to the plate. Retired via strikeout in the first inning from Strandmark. On the way, Strandmark. Wooten smacks it to third. It's fielded cleanly by Waters, and he'll pick it up. The force at third, and that'll be out number 3 for the Vikings. As we move to the bottom of the third here on Middle Georgia Sports Live, remember, stay tuned for the rest of coverage of this. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Kyle Tucker and Trent Jackson, and down there at Tatnall Square Academy, they're taking on Mount DeSales tonight. So tune in, give them some love tonight as they are broadcasting that game tonight. So tell them I sent you. If you tune in on that game, also if you like what you see, give us a subscribe at Middle Georgia Sports Live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your social media. That's what we are. We'll be covering baseball, basketball, football to foosball, whatever sport you are playing at your school, we'll be there on Middle Georgia Sports Live. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third coverage here. So Sam Bryant, excuse me, back from the break here. Bottom of the third, Sam Bryant leads off for the FPD Vikings. Sam Bryant in the 7-hole tonight for the Vikings. The Vikings have only one run on the game, courtesy of McHugh, and the RBI hit from Waters, scored early on in the first inning. They haven't been able to do much since then, but they've stayed resilient on the offensive threat, and Strandmark has kept him in the game pitching-wise. He's had an excellent outing so far, picking up 5 strikeouts, but it's no discredit to Hayden Camps on the offensive end for the Eagles, who has 3 strikeouts on the day. He's kept Stratford in contention here. Now 1-0 at the bottom of the third. Sam Bryant up to bat. Pitch in from Camps on the way. Catches the dirt again. Now 3-0 on the backstop. So 3-0 Bryant. Hasn't really had to move the bat off his shoulders this at-bat, as Camps has been all over the place but the strike zone. So 3-0 now for Bryant. Camps high and inside, and Bryant will get a pass to first base. And now Keon Johnson up to bat now for the Vikings. Again, really no explanation here. We know how good of a player he is. You guys know how good of a player he is. There's no introduction needed here for the highly touted prospect here at FPD. Grounded out in the second base in the first inning. Looking to get a ball into play here, and if there's a guy to do it, it's Keon Johnson. As he'll hold off now 1-0. Runner at first in Bryant. So now 1-0 for Keon Johnson. 0-1 on the day. Had that ground out the second. He'll look to change that here as the pitch in from Camps. Excellent vision there at the plate from Johnson as he holds off on that pitch. So now 2-0. Camps will have a meeting with Coach Veal. They'll come out. They'll visit the mound, if you will. They'll have a discussion just to tell them to calm down here at the plate. Obviously, a little chilly tonight here at FPD, but nothing too uncomfortable here. The weather's got to do something to cool down the arm of Camps, who's been rather efficient from the mound, picking up 3 strikeouts tonight against the Vikings. Did yield the walk, which was his first walk of the game in Bryant now at first. So 2-0 now, Johnson ahead. As they'll reemerge from the mound visit, Johnson will get his approach back at the plate. Wind up, pitches in from Camps. Inside, Johnson had to duck a little bit, move wide. So now 3-0, Johnson ahead. Another favorable hitter's count. Another 3-0 look for Camps. Very reminiscent of the first batter, Bryant's at bat. Johnson will take the strike there. So 3-1. So now 3-1, Johnson. Pitch on the way. He'll hold off. He'll get the walk to first. And now Vikings have a runner in scoring position in Bryant at second. Now Major Simmons up to bat. Major Simmons. Probably one of the coolest names in the GIAA. Major Simmons. Name so good you say it twice. So he'll step up to bat. Was retired in the first inning. So only one hit on the day for the Vikings. That hit from Wyatt Waters. He'll lay bunt, fakes it. So Bobby saves the play as he covers second. The play looked to be a wild pitch or a wild throw from the catcher. But Bobby says, not today. He'll rise up. He'll knock it down. And he'll save a wild pitch, runner's advance potential there. Camps checks runner at second. Pitch on the way to Simmons. Simmons smacks it to center field. It's in the gap. It's up high. It's going back. And that's a home run there for Major Simmons as he rips it deep. He brings home Johnson and Bryant. Major Simmons with the major jack to center field as he gets the first home run of the game, and he breaks the scoring drought for the Vikings. Now 4-0. Major Simmons 3-run home run at the bottom of the third. Pitch on the way from Waters. Smacks down shortstop line. Bobby with a diving play. Had he able to get up there, great play, potentially saved a double there. Great play there from the shortstop. Already had the excellent save at second base on the wild throw, but Bobby Wooten looking like Andrelton Simmons out there. Just dives left, covered it nice on the reaction. So great play there from Bobby Wooten as he saves a potential double from the Vikings. Now 4-0, no outs in the inning. On the way to Waters. Waters smacks it foul back. So now 0-2. Waters, excuse me. So Camps had the pitch on the way, no good. So McHugh was the man on first now. He got a hit off of Camps, and now deep shot to center field. Johnston will track it. He'll pull it down. So Wyatt Waters looking to copy Major Simmons with another center field jack, but just doesn't get it far enough. And it's tracked by Johnson. Out number one now for the Vikings as Wyatt Waters will head to the dugout with that fly out. McHugh will stay at first. So Tinsley Lewis, the catcher. He was sat down on strikes in his last appearance at the plate in the second. So Camps now on the way. McHugh at first. McHugh goes off. Nobody at second. He'll get the pass on the steal. So now runner now in scoring position for the Vikings, Brady McHugh. Similar sight for the second baseman as he looked there. First inning, except for Waters, was the man who brought him in. Now Tinsley with a chance to replicate that first inning RBI from Waters. On the way. Swing and a miss there from Tinsley. So 0-1 now, Tinsley Lewis. Or 1-1, excuse me. So Camps will get the strike there now. That'll be strike two, excuse me. So that'll be strike three. Tinsley Lewis caught looking, another backward strikeout there for Hayden Camps. That's his fourth on the night. So Grant Martin, the first baseman, he had a hit early on in the second in his last appearance at the plate. Martin will get strike one. Camps now ahead, 0-1. On the way, Martin smacks it down the gap. Very similar hit. McHugh rounds third. He'll be safe again, McHugh. He rounds the bases for his second run of the night. So he'll cross home plate again. Now 5-0 now the Vikings lead. Big hit there from Grant Martin. So almost an identical hit from the first inning that scored McHugh from Wyatt Waters. But now the benefactor is Grant Martin as he scores the run. Now 5-0. He'll get the RBI on the night. That's the first RBI on the night for pitch in. Smacks wide. So Camps pitch on the way. Great pitch, had great break there. So now 0-2 now. 2-2, excuse me. So strike three there, another backwards K there for Camp. If he gets another man caught looking, that's 5 strikeouts for Camps, but the strikeouts are in vain now as his strikeout total matches the scoring total for the Vikings. Now 5-0, Vikings lead as they move to the top of the fourth here. We'll be right back with coverage on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Back here at FPD, top of the fourth now. On the mound, Caden Strandmark had an excellent outing so far. 5 strikeouts on the day. Hayden Camps on the other end, also 5 strikeouts, but he has yielded 5 runs to the mighty Vikings of FPD. They picked up 4 runs in the bottom of the third. Major Simmons, 3 RBI home run to right center. And another Roran McHugh scored on the RBI from Martin. Strandmark pitches in, smacked wide. So Brooke Stella at the plate, for the Eagles. Vikings shifted extreme right here. Stella, pull hitter, as they're looking to catch him. So they got the right shift here for the Viking defense. Coach Moore turned on the shift here. Strike 3 there from Strandmark. No need to keep the defense shifted. Strandmark will pick up his 6th strikeout on the day on Stella. So that's out number 1. So Jackson Justice now up to bat for the Eagles. So Jackson Justice looking to put something into play here. The Vikings still hitless through 3. No strike call there from Strandmark. Looked to be a strike, but doesn't get it. So now 1-0. As Justice is ahead now. 1 out on the inning for the Eagles. Strandmark gets the signal from Lewis on the way. Strike 2 there, Strandmark. Strike 1, excuse me. So now count even at 1. So 1-1 pitch on the way. Strandmark gets the pitch inside for strike 2. Able to put it and paint it for 1-2 now. Now Strandmark ahead, looking to put 7 and add to his total on the day. Strandmark pitches in, swing and a miss. Strandmark gets his 7th strikeout on Justice as he continues to rack up the swing and misses against the Eagles as they're flying high, but they're getting grounded by Strandmark's fastball. 7 strikeouts on the day. Still no hits for the Eagles. As Tucker Johnston now went down on strikes in the second. That pitch smacked left foul. So now 0-1 now. Tucker Johnston couldn't get a hit in the first inning, or in his first at bat, excuse me. He was sat down, I believe, on strikes early on in the second when he first appeared at the plate. And the Eagles as a whole are looking to overcome the strikeout woes, as 7 of them have been sat down via Strandmark speedball. Strandmark, a little high there. So now counts even at 1. So no strike there, now 2-1. 2-1 count now. 2-1 count now for Strandmark. Pitches in on the way. Smacked up by Johnston. Left field will call off Johnson. That'll be out number 3. Side is retired in order for the Eagles. So it's another familiar sight for the Eagles as the side comes up and the side goes back to the dugout. So 3 outs. And the Vikings will come up to bat at the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back on Middle Georgia Sports Live. All right, here we go. Bottom of the fourth.
For the Vikings, right-fielder number 4, Harrison.
Harrison Keenan up to bat. He was a ground-out victim strikeout victim, strikeout victim back in the second inning. Went down, got caught looking on his last at-bat. It's now pitch on the way. High and inside from Camps. Keenan will hold off. So now 1-0 count, he's ahead. Camps pitch on the way to Keenan. Camps gets the strike call there on the low pitch wide. So now count is even at 1 for Keenan. Looking to put something into play here as he's hitless. 0-1 on the day. Keenan smacks it foul wide. So now 1-2, he's behind. Looking to keep the hot bats of the Vikings in continuation from that third inning as they had the big home run, obviously, from Major Simmons, brought in 3 runners, and the RBI single from Grant Martin. So 2-2 count. That pitch nearly gets Keenan in the face. So now 2-2. Count is even. Camps in the windup on the way. Doesn't get the strike call high as Keenan holds off. Now count is full at 3-2. So 3-2 now. Pitch on the way from Camps. Keenan stays alive as he smacks it wide, foul. Pitch in on the way. And Keenan gets the pass ball. No strike call there from Camps. So he'll be the first base runner of the Vikings represented in Keenan on first base leadoff walk. So Sam Bryant on to bat. He was in scoring position, but he got left stranded on second in the second inning. Way back early on in the game in the second inning when he was up to bat, but he was able to reach second and be put in scoring position, but he was left stranded by the Vikings. Showing bunt. He'll hold off, gets the ball called, now 1-0. So Bryant showing bunt again. He'll hold off. He'll smack it foul. So now counts even at 1. One. Camps on the way. Pitch is high, now 2-1. 2-1 count for Bryant. He'll probably hold back here. Pitch on the way to Camps. Outside pitch there from Camps. Now 3-1 count as Bryant looks to get to first base on another walk. Camps has started off excellent, but he's been rather inconsistent from the mound. Pitch on the way. Gets a swing and a miss from Bryant. Now count is full, 3-2. Bryant smacks it into play left field as he stays alive. Sam Bryant smacks it. Johnson was able to get out in front. So now the runner, Keenan.
Sam Bryant.
Keenan now in scoring position. So Keon Johnson on up to bat.
To the top of the order for the Vikings. Shortstop number 6.
Again, in prime position to add to the RBI total on the year. He'll go ahead and talk to his third base coach. And the Stratford Eagles and Coach Veal will come out. They'll have a meeting again as Camps has seemed to be rattled later on down the stretch here for the Eagles. Giving up a pair of walks and a pair of hits, and also, not to mention the pair of runs that he gave up. 5-0 now as the Eagles and Camps look to get something started on the defensive end, but Keon Johnson is going to look to bring these runners in, and if there's anybody that is the perfect candidate for this position, Keon Johnson is the man for the job here. And the Vikings are definitely in a good spot now. No outs on the inning with a runner in scoring position and at first in Bryant and, excuse me, Keenan at second. So Keon Johnson will take his step up to the plate. He'll look to get on base. He's 0 for 1 on the day, had the walk in the third inning, and he had the ground out to second base to start the game at the leadoff spot. Waters. Pitch in from Camps is low. Johnson will hold off. Now 1-0. Camps on the way to Johnson. High and inside. So now 2-0. Johnson ahead. Hasn't been able to get a pitch he wants tonight other than the leadoff, his first leadoff at bat early on in the first. To start the game, was able to get what he wanted. Now pitch in. Johnson will hold off. 3-0 now. So Johnson likely to get a walk here. Deja vu from the second inning in his second at bat, excuse me. Pitch in. Johnson doesn't get a chance to swing at anything as he now loads the bases with that walk. And now Major Simmons up to bat. Had the big home run early on in the third. The 3-run home run, looking to get a 4-run home run grand slam here. So he's got a chance to add to the RBI total on the game, already at 3 for Major Simmons. So now 5-0. And Camps is in a bad position here. No outs. And bases loaded. So Camps to Simmons. So Coach Veal, he's going to head out to the mound. The infield will gather again. So Veal will talk it over. Going to be a pitching change here for the Eagles. As they had a man warming up in the bullpen. So this will likely be the end of Camp's night. So Camps will exit. So number 21, Cole Sasser, the sophomore, will step in now in relief of Hayden Camps. So that will be the end of the night for Hayden Camps as he picks up 5 strikeouts, 2 walks on the day, yielded 5 runs. Not a terrible start, but that third inning really did him in there, giving up 4 in the 3-run blast from Simmons. So 5-0 now for the Vikings as Sasser now on the mound for the Vikings, or for the Eagles, excuse me. So now another pitching change now. Major Simmons still up to bat. Nothing changes with that. But on the mound for the Eagles, Cole Sasser, he'll take in relief for the starter Camps. As his night will end with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 runs given up. Sasser will step in relief as he'll wind up to Simmons. First pitch on the way from Sasser. in the dirt. So Sasser likely some nerves here. Obviously not in a favorable position to come in relief for as he throws his first pitch in the dirt. 1-0 now for Simmons. Sasser on the way. Simmons looking to go yard again, swings and misses. Now 1-1 even count. On the way to Simmons. Great pitch there from Sasser. Nice break late down the stretch. So now 1-2, Sasser ahead to the slugger Simmons. Pitch on the way. Simmons swings and a miss. So wild pitch wide. Major Simmons gets a strikeout there. Sasser able to come in and make a statement with the first strikeout in his first frame. So that will retire Simmons. Now 1 out. The Major has retired as he strikes out. Sasser picks up his first on the night. So Brady McHugh, the only Viking on the day to cross home plate twice, had the run scored in the first inning, the RBI hit from Waters, and was able to get another run scored on the RBI from Martin. So great pitch there from Sasser. Now 0-1. So Cole Sasser, one of the younger guys on the pitching rotation for the Stratford Eagles, one of the sophomores on the squad, has come in relief for Camps. Again, not in a favorable spot with bases loaded, but he has not shown any signs of composure loss. Obviously had a couple of warm-up pitches, but he came in and he's been dominant so far now, 0-2 ahead on McHugh. Oh, 2 pitch on the way from Sasser. Wild high. McHugh will hold off now 1-2. 1-2 count, 1 out. Sasser will get his call from behind the plate. Pitch now on the way. McHugh smacks it down third base. It's a fair ball, and they're calling in the runners. In scores Bryant. In scores Keenan. And Johnson on third, McHugh on second. 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 runners scored for the Vikings. Now 7-0 as McHugh is able to bring in 2 runners, but he's able also to cross the plate twice. So 4 runs accounted for the second baseman McHugh. 1 out, 1-2 now. Wyatt Waters up to bat, a man who is not unfamiliar with RBIs. Picked up a few early on. On the way, pitch to Wyatt. Ooh, nearly takes out Johnson. Johnson's able to get the reflexes going, and he's able to get down. Looks like Neo from the Matrix, and he's able to dodge the bullet. So Keon Johnson sees his life flash before his eyes there, but he's able to get the reactions flying. So nearly a friendly fire, unfortunate event there from Wyatt Waters. Again, Keon Johnson, similar to Neo from the Matrix. So 0-1 now, Wyatt Waters. Johnson now obviously wide approach now at the third base line. Pitches into Waters. Waters smacks it foul. So now 0-2 now. Waters behind. Sasser gave up the 2-run RBI double to Brady McHugh. So McHugh and Johnson in scoring position for the Vikings. Sasser will get his signal. Sasser's pitch is in on the way. It's wide. Johnson giving chase to the plate. He'll slide and he'll get in. That's a runner scored. Keon Johnson is able to dodge the bullet but his dodge will lead to a cross runner. So now 8-0 now as the Vikings continue to add to the lead. The wild pitch from Sasser was gotten away from the catcher, and Johnson did not hesitate. He immediately bolted home. Now 8-0 now as he gets the run scored on the wild pitch. So Wyatt Waters now looking to bring in the runner McHugh. Now advanced third on the wild pitch from Sasser. Sasser winds up. On the way. Wyatt Waters smacks it center field. Likely a sac fly here. Johnson will get underneath. McHugh will get it. He'll give chase. Throw on the way, but he'll hold it third. So now 8-0. 2 outs now. As Tinsley Lewis is now up to bat for the Vikings. 8-0 now. 2 outs down. Potential sac fly was cut off. Wyatt Waters does not get the credit for that, so he'll get retired on the fly out to Johnston in right field. Sasser gets a strike call on Lewis. On the way. Swing and a miss there from Lewis. Kind of an uncharacteristic swing, excuse me. That's now 0-2 count. Lewis behind to the sophomore Sasser. Sasser's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss there in the dirt on the batter Lewis. If he'll get struck out there, Sasser will pick up his second strikeout of the night, but not before giving up 2 runs. Or 3 runs, excuse me. We'll be going to the top of the 5th here, here at FPD in Macon. And we'll be right back on Middle Georgia Sports Live. So Colt Whittington up to bat for the Eagles, top of the 5th here at FPD. Vikings lead 8-0. Eagles have been hitless going into this 5th inning. Strandmark has been incredible on the mound for the Vikings. 7 strikeouts so far on the night. No hits given up. Had a walk earlier in the 2nd. But other than that, he has been electric from the mound. So strike 1 there on. So now 1-1 count here for Whittington. Pitch from Strandmark on the way. Check swing. It'll be 2-1 now for Whittington. Whittington smacks it foul now. Counts even at 2. Strandmark looks to stay alive here and pick up his 8th strikeout on the night. So top of the 5th, no outs here. Whittington, the leadoff man for the Eagles. Vikings lead by 8 as they have blanked the Eagles so far. Whittington will call time. Eagles looking to add something into the hit column tonight. Only 1 runner on base in the walk from Strandmark in the 2nd inning. Pitch on the way. Strandmark will pick up a third strike. Strike 3 there. Strandmark picks up his 8th strikeout of the night, catches Whittington looking, and he'll be retired. He'll head back to the dugout. So Tate Johnston now was the lone base runner for the Eagles so far. First pitch in, strike 1 on Tate Johnston. Again, he was able to reach base on a walk in the 2nd inning, and he's been the only base runner represented for the Eagles tonight, as Strandmark has continued to have a dominant outing as he'll pick up strike 2 on the foul tip. So 0-2 count, Tate Johnston. Unfavorable position here, behind in the count. Pitch in from Strandmark. Will be wide now, 1-2. So 1-2 count now for Tate Johnston. Connor Strandmark pitch in. Strike 3, another man caught looking. As Tate Johnston didn't get a chance to register, Strandmark throws the heater. So that'll pick up his 9th strikeout on the night. And that'll be out number 2 for the Eagles. So Cole Sasser stepping up to the plate here. He's in relief of Camps. Came in relief at the bottom of the 4th inning. In relief for Camps now. So Cole Sasser up to bat. Pitch in. Doesn't get the pitch he wants. Now 2-0. Sasser ahead on Strandmark. So Strandmark now battling his way back. 2-1 now count on the pitcher, Sasser, who's at the plate for the Eagles. 2 outs, 2-1 count. Sasser ahead. Pitch on the way from Strandmark. Now 3-1 count. Strandmark doesn't get the pitch he wanted there. So 3-1 now. Sasser ahead. Looking to move to first to be the 2nd base runner of the game for the Eagles. Strandmark gets the strike now. He's battling back now. Full count. Strandmark versus Sasser. Pitcher versus pitcher. Strandmark, no hesitation, immediately gets to the windup. Gets the swing and a miss on Sasser. That's strike 3. And Strandmark enters double digits in the strikeout total with his 10th of the night. And that's out number 3. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th here as the Vikings look to add to the lead, up 8-0. We'll be right back on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Back here, bottom of the 5th here. That's Grant Martin, the first baseman for the Vikings, up to bat as they lead 8-0. Cole Sasser on the mound. Gave up 2 in his relief appearance, excuse me. So 1-0 now. Martin ahead in the count, up 1-0 to the sophomore Sasser. Gets the pitch in the windup on the way. Martin swinging a miss. Now 1-1 even count. Pitch in the dirt from Sasser. Now 2-1, Martin ahead. So Sasser gave up 2 runs in the relief of Camps. As that pitch is wide now, 3-1, Martin ahead. Yes, Sasser came in early in the bottom of the 4th. Was able to stifle the first 2 batters, picking up 2 strikeouts, but then he gave up 2 after that. So now pitch is inside, a strike there from Sasser. Looked too close for comfort, but now count full now at 3-2. Martin looks to put something into play. Had the hit early on in the 2nd inning when he was able to get on base. Head it through 1st and 2nd, the gap there. Now pitch on the way to Martin. Be in the dirt, so Martin will get the pass to first base. And now Jake Lane up to bat for the Vikings. Jake Lane, the senior, up to bat for the Vikings, looking to put something into play here. So Jake Lane at the plate here for the Vikings. Pickoff move from Sasser. So Jake Lane looking to pick up a big hit here, bottom of the 5th for the Vikings. Looking to add to the scoring total on the way from Sasser. Lane will hold off. Great discipline from the senior, as now he's ahead 1-0. Sasser pitch in to Lane. Lane will hold off. 2-0 now. Sasser pitching around Lane. Sasser, another pickoff move. Almost gets the runner at first in Martin. So that second disengagement will be unsuccessful. Now 2-0 here, Lane at the plate. Sasser, pitch on the way to Lane. Lane will move out of the way, now 3-0. So Jake Lane 3-0 now. Wants to put something in play here. Sasser on the way. Lane will let it pass right down the pipe. Lane will let it pass. 3-1 now. As runner in first in Martin. Pitch on the way. Lane will take it, ball 4. So Lane will get the walk. Now runner moves scoring position to Martin. So Lane moves Martin into scoring position. And now move towards the bottom of the lineup here for the Vikings. It's number 2, Brett Roper. So Brett Roper at the plate now for the Vikings. A Middle Georgia Sports Live staple man here. One of the highlight players for the Viking basketball team. Was able to put on some, give us some great highlights on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Looking to add to the highlight total now, not in basketball, but in baseball now tonight. As runner in scoring position in Martin for the Vikings and Lane at first. Pitch on the way. Roper smacks it into play. Barehanded at second. Runner is safe at first. And Roper, Jake Lane gets caught in the double play at second. So now runners at the corners for the Vikings. So runners at the corner, runner at third. In scoring position represented by Grant Martin. And runner at first in Brett Roper. And now Sam Bryant was able to cross the plate in the 4th inning, or in the 3rd inning when the Vikings had that scoring barrage. But Sam Bryant now looking to bring in the runner Martin at third, who is in scoring position. Pitch on the way. Bryant smacks it foul right. It's now 1 out. Still 1 out on the inning, 0-1 count for Sam Bryant. The Vikings 2 runs away from getting the mercy rule as they lead 8-0 to the Eagles of Stratford. Sasser will get his signal. Pitch on the way from Sasser. Bryant smacks it in play, past the third baseman's glove. Man covered on third. So Brett Roper is able to slide in safe at third. Sam Bryant moves to second base. And now it's a 9-0 now for the Vikings. 1 out on Keon Johnson up to bat with 2 runners in scoring position, very similar to the last situation he had back in the 3rd inning when he was up to bat. Was able to draw a walk and load the bases in the 3rd inning. Has been walked twice. So they intentionally walked the slugger Keon Johnson to load the bases, but it really doesn't help him because Major Simmons is up to bat now. He's been an excellent slugger tonight for the Vikings. So 9-0, Major Simmons looking to put something, make a major play here for the Vikings as the Eagles intentionally walked. The Eagles intentionally walked Keon Johnson, obviously a scoring threat, but it doesn't really matter because Major Simmons has been an equally important offensive contributor tonight for the Vikings as Sasser will get his signal. Pitch on the way. Simmons will hold off, now ball 1. So 1-0 count here, Simmons ahead to the sophomore Sasser. Bases loaded in Johnson, Roper, and Bryant. Pitch on the way. Simmons will hold, now 2-0 count, 9-0 here at FPD. 9-0. Pitch in. Simmons past the center infielder, and that will score the man Roper and the man Bryant, and Keon Johnson will round third, and he'll touch home. That'll be ball game as the Vikings are able to topple the Eagles. And Connor Strandmark, basically a no-hitter, if you will, does get the mercy roll. Has 10 strikeouts on the day. Connor Strandmark able to get 10 strikeouts, a no-hitter. So the Vikings will get an excellent win here over the Eagles of Stratford Academy as they pick up a big win, move to 14-1 on the year. The Eagles fall to 11-2. The Eagles and the Vikings will take on each other Thursday here on Middle Georgia Sports Live. We'll have coverage for that. They will be at Stratford Academy, so stay tuned on Middle Georgia Sports Live. Again, if you like what you see, give us a follow, give us a subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Middle Georgia Sports Live, or wherever you get your social media. We'll give you the best coverage of baseball, basketball, football, whatever sport that you have covered for high school in the Middle Georgia area. We will be there, and we'll be there on time, and we'll be there to give you the best that we can give you here at Middle Georgia Sports Live. Again, I'm Aiden Mazingo on the call tonight, and Braden Holder on production, so shout out to everybody. Shout out to FPD for being great hospitable host for us tonight and being gracious and taking care of us. Again, give a shout out to our other crew down at Tatnall Square Academy, Kyle Tucker and Trent Jackson on the call between the Tatnall Trojans and the Mountain Sales Cavaliers. But for now, here at FPD, Aiden Mazingo on the call, Braden Holder, we're going to say goodnight here from Middle Georgia Sports Live as the Vikings topple the Eagles 10-0 here in Macon.